Hey everyone, so I hope you enjoyed my last video. If you haven't seen it, I'll put a little link below. Just talking about a little bit about myself. It was a little crazy, so because of all of the technical malfunctions, it wasn't very easy for me, but I tried to get as much as myself across as possible. But today I thought I would do just a little haul, just because in preparation for my bridal makeup that I just did at the salon, I realized how much makeup I really needed, which is weird because I pride myself in having quite a lot of makeup, a lot of different kinds, brands, and everything like that. But when it came down to it, I realized that I didn't have enough, if that makes any sense. I didn't have enough in for whatever might happen. And I ended up using the things that I always use anyway, but in the process I bought a lot of things and I actually loved most of them. The only thing I didn't like was this one product. It was from Tarte. It was their 12-hour primer. For me, it just did not work at all. I did get the Radiance one, I think it's called, and it just was terrible. I tried it a couple times on myself and I just did not like the way that it went, and I'll show you which one that I enjoyed a little bit more, which was surprising to me. So let's just get right into it. So one of the first things that I got was from the drugstore. So this is going to be from all over. I went to the drugstore, I went to Ulta, I went to Sephora. I just went everywhere just to find all the products that I needed, and I was surprised to find a lot of the things that I loved was from the drugstore. If you saw my drugstore haul, you would know that I haven't had the best of luck with drugstore products, mostly because you can't really see or feel the product, and I just need that in order to make a decision of whether or not I like it. But one thing I just bought on the spot and I actually have been loving has been the CoverGirl. This is the Perfect Point Plus eyeliner, and I have never found an eyeliner that I liked as much as these. These are very creamy. Let's see if you can see. Super creamy and pigmented, but what I do love about them is also the eraser, I guess you can call it, on the back hand. It really smudges it out nicely, and you can make it as thick or as thin as you want, and that's what I really love about it. You can use the tip of it to get a really small thin smoky eye, or you can use it flat and get a very thick smoky eye. So this is what I've been loving. I was surprised at how smooth it was. It's super easy to put on, super easy to make a line, and I've been loving both of these colors. So it comes in, I think it's at least 5 different colors, but look at those. It's very creamy, and that's something that I look for in an eyeliner, just because I don't like pencils and the fact that they're too rough on my eyes, and it's a bug. My eyes are very sensitive, so that's something that I look for in an eyeliner, and I've been loving these two from the drugstore so far. So those were my first purchases. The next one that I got was this Revlon Photo Ready Primer. Perfecting Primer is what it is, and this is in the color 001. I was just in a rush at CVS, and I decided to just get this on the go. I wanted to try a new primer, and I wanted something that would be radiant, and I decided to just get this. I didn't read any reviews, and I just wanted to buy it, and this has been my daily primer. And I'm somebody who has a tendency to be oily and dry at the same time, so I definitely have combination skin, and this one, it just gives such life back into my skin, and it doesn't make it blotchy or too oily. So it's neither drying nor too moisturizing. So this one for me has been absolutely amazing. I've been really loving it, and I was very surprised because I have yet to find something from the drugstore that I really liked, and this has been my favorite primer. I have still my other primers, and I just have been using this one instead. So this one I actually enjoy more than the Tarte. It makes my makeup last on longer. Tarte just made it fall right off, regardless of what type of foundation that I was using. And this has worked with cream, it has worked with my liquid foundations, worked with my 24-hour foundation. I have been loving it. Very surprised. But I love this Revlon one. So we're going to move on to Ulta. These I got at Ulta, which they do have it also in the drugstore if you want to go there too. But these are the NYX Mineral Set It, Don't Fret It. This is a matte finishing powder, and I have actually been loving it. I bought it just for my my makeup that I was doing, but I actually love the way that these feel. These, for their price, I think they were not even $10, something around there. But for the price, they are so finely milled and very soft. And when you put it on the skin, it doesn't look too powdery. It doesn't look like you're wearing too much. That's what I love about these. I also love that they are colored, so it's going to be great for photography. When you're going to be taking pictures, you want something with a little bit of color, just so that when there's flash photography, when that flash bounces back off, it doesn't make you too white. So that's what I love about these too, is that they are colored, and there are only two colors. It's light, medium, or medium deep, or medium. What is the second one? Medium dark. But I love these. I think that they are great for the price that you get, and they feel great. They haven't made me look too powdery, and so these have been amazing. So I've been loving these two from NYX so far. So far, because it's only been a few days. You never know. But if you try something within the first 2 days and you don't like it, it's not going to get any better. That I do know. What I also bought at Ulta, I needed a few more brushes. Even though I have quite a few brushes, I did want another set just for, you see how my hair just falls out? Look at that. What is this? I guess I'll put my hair down. There we go. So I did want a few brushes that I could use solely for makeups or things that I'm going to do not on my face. And it turned out that I would rather use this on my face. I do love it on clients, but I want these for me. So this is I think it's the Real Techniques by Sam and Nick. I think Nicole Guerrero mentioned these. This is the Core Collections. And I wanted to try it because of this guy right here, because I wanted to get that kind of tapered brush for under the eyes, which I do love this for that. I also tried to use it for my highlighter, and I'm not quite a fan of that, but I do love it for right under the eyes. I haven't really used these two brushes yet. I don't like the feeling of this one. I feel like it's too flimsy, and I'm not quite sure what this size is meant for. If it's for concealer, I think it's too big. If it's for foundation, it's too small. So I'm not quite sure what to do with that. This one I do love, though, for under the eyes to get that line. If you wanted to smoke it out a little bit more, it's great for that, too. And this guy, if you've ever seen Jaclyn Hill, which I love her so much, I saw that she was doing kind of using this to put on her foundation, and I love to find new tricks to put on foundation. It's one of my favorite things about putting on makeup is foundation. So I'm always interested in how other people put it on. So I saw her doing it with this type of brush. The brush she uses is a bit more dense than this one. This one is a little flimsy, but I do love the way that it just kind of smooths over the makeup and kind of makes it look all airbrushed and natural. It just looks like your skin, but better. So I've been using this for that as well. So I just kind of pounce it in a little bit, but I mostly swirl it around with this, and I've been loving it so far. So it was meant to be for my clients, and now I just have been using it for myself. So now we're going to move on to the things that I got at Sephora, hence the baggie. Sephora. So one of the things that I got, oh, I'm sorry, one more thing from Ulta actually. Whoops. which I don't even know why I bought this, but I've always been looking for something for under the eyes to kind of catch eyeshadow fallout, and I just happened to see these on my way out, and I just picked them up. I had no idea what this was and how it would work, but it's a hydro cool firming eye gel. It works in 10 minutes, and it's supposed to just firm up the under eye area and keep it nice and fresh. And it's in this, there's 4 of these in this little packet, and what it does is that it's actually pretty big. It fits about this much of your under eye area, and it just slaps it on, and it's pretty thick too. And what it's going to do is kind of help depuff the under eye area and bring up a little, for me it was just more cooling and refreshing. I just felt refreshed afterwards. It's very weird to put it on. It makes my eyes little slits. Could be that I just use it in the morning, but I'm very excited to try these on clients so that when I am doing their eyeshadow, it doesn't really fall everywhere, and it can also help get that kind of a bit more sharper line in the for the shadows. So I've actually been loving these so far. I don't know if it really does help with lines or wrinkles or anything like that, but I like the way that it feels, and that's good enough for me. It doesn't bother my eyes, so that's definitely a plus. So now on to Sephora. With Sephora, the first thing I wanted to get was the ZPalette. I wanted to put together all of my single blushes. They were just too much, and I didn't want to keep them anywhere else, but like I wanted a palette. So I decided to get it. Oh no, and I already broke one. No! So I guess I won't show you all of it. If you know how to fix broken blushes, let me know. I do have to say, trying to get the singles out of their little shells was not easy. It was pretty difficult, and obviously I broke one of them. They were already broken already, but you can see. So these are my NARS blushes. I have a CoverGirl blush, a MAC highlighter, my Anastasia highlighter, and a Laura Geller blush as well. The thing with those poor blush, trying to get it out of the pans was not easy at all, and obviously you can see it didn't work out as well as I would hope. But I still love it. I'm not really big on how it looks. I could care less. If it's messy, I'm fine with that. As long as they're all kind of in one place, I'm okay with that. So I'm going to learn how to put that back together, but I do like it so far. It's a nice, easy way to keep your favorites all in one place. So the next thing that I got at Sephora that I'm very excited about is the Bobbi Brown Skin Foundation. This one is in the color Warm Sand 2.5. The reason why these aren't in their boxes is because I hate boxes. I hate keeping boxes. I don't like the clutter. I just think it's annoying, and I like to take them out right away. For me, keeping boxes just annoys me. It's like having paper around. It's very annoying. So the minute I get something new, I literally throw away the box, which is not good, because if you do end up wanting to return it, you need the box. So I've been trying to get myself into the habit of keeping them, but I would much rather just throw the box away. And look how pretty these are. Like, who? And it's glass. Who wouldn't want to just see this? It's so nice and clean and pretty. And the boxes are just, it's a box. But anyway, I digress. So I have loved this foundation for years. It is very expensive for me. Armani obviously is much, much more expensive, but when you finally get yourself back on a budget, you realize spending $50 on a foundation is probably not the best idea. But I have tried so many other ones. I've tried cheap ones, I've tried middle ones, and it's just, you know, it always goes back to this. So I just love the way this looks. I love the way that it feels, and I really wanted something to wear every single day. And the Lancome, which I love, is a little thick. So for me, I don't want to wear that every day. I just want to wear that for a special occasion or when I know I'm going to go out afterwards. But for every day, I wanted something light and fresh, and this is definitely it. Even if you have oily skin, It still looks dewy and fresh. If you have dry skin, I think it still works well as well. I'm wearing it today. I just think it's such a beautiful finish, and it just feels weightless. It feels like my skin. So I'm very excited to finally have this back. I did have trouble finding my shade. I think this one is good. It looks good. But yes, I'm just not used to being so pale. So I've been working on it though, and I think this is my shade. Let's keep our fingers crossed. The next thing I got was this small blush brush, number 74 from Sephora. I wanted to get another brush for contour, and it should be probably a little more flat. But I decided, you know what, let's just go for it. And I used it today to do my contour, and I really like the way that it does the line. It keeps it more precise, and it doesn't make it as muddy as my angled brush would, which was what I used before. So Sephora brushes has gotten really expensive. I mean, I remember when Sephora used to be the cheap version. It used to be kind of like that middle ground in between the really cheap brushes from the drugstore and the really high-end brushes. And I'm sure it's still the middle ground, but for those of us who don't have a lot of extra money, this has gotten super expensive. $40 for a brush by Sephora. I mean, yes, it's really, really good and I love it, but it's a little expensive, just a little bit. And I love Real Techniques just as much, and I feel like they feel exactly the same. So I'm not quite sure what's going on with Sephora, but they have gotten very expensive. And so I just decided to get this brush because I really liked the shape of it, but I don't know if it's worth $40. To me, they feel the same as the Real Techniques brushes. Let me get this so we can kind of feel. Yeah, they feel exactly the same. They're just as soft, and I'm sure, you know, these are better quality in some way, but to me, they feel the same. The selection is a little bit wider, of course. Sephora has a lot more options than Real Technique does. The next thing I do want to try, though, are Morphe brushes. I do know that they are great and are a great price. I'm just not a fan of online shopping. Same with drugstore. I like to feel my products. I like to feel the brush. I want to know what I'm getting. So for me, online shopping is just difficult because you don't know what you're going to get. And then you have to ship it back and you have to wait, and it's too much for me. But I have been loving this brush so far. I do love Sephora and their brushes. It's just that they're expensive. So I mean, for that, might as well spend $10 more to get a really, really good brush. So another thing I got I was looking for a rosy kind of lipstick, and I decided to, you know how when you exit out of, when you're going up to the cash wrap to pay for your things, Sephora has all of these teeny tiny little travel sizes and trial sizes, which always gets me. I don't know how, I mean, whoever invented that is a genius, because you can't just pass it without wanting to buy something. And what I love about that section is that you do get to try these things before you buy them. And for me, that's the best way, because I react to a lot of things, and I'm not going to spend full price for something that I'm not going to keep if I react to it. But I can give it to somebody as like a little, hey, here you go. Didn't work for me, but it might work for you. Does anyone else give those gifts? Because I do it all the time. If a shade isn't right for me, like a foundation that I get in a little bottle, or if it's like a bronzer or something, I go, hey mom, look what I got you. She loves it though, because she never buys it for herself, and she would never. So I like to give her those things that don't work for me, because I know they might work for her. So maybe that's just me. But so I was looking for a rose kind of lipstick, and I found these little guys. These are Givenchy. They're lipsticks, and the reason why I went for these, so this is one of the colors that it comes in. It's a nice burgundy wine red, which I love. But I loved this one right here, which is a nice pink rose, which is what I'm wearing today. But what I loved about them was the fact that how creamy that they were when I put them on, and also how well they stayed. Look at that. For me, that's a big deal, mostly because lipstick doesn't stay on for me. For me, if I eat, if I talk, if I sneeze, it runs somewhere, and it will get on my chin no matter what I do. And I don't care about that. It's going to happen. But what I look for is something that when it does come off, will still leave my lips with some sort of color. Because I have noticed that when I don't have anything on my lips, can look very washed out very quickly. So I like to get something that, even though I'm not going to be reapplying it every day, all day, I do want it to, at least when it leaves, it's going to leave a little something behind. And these obviously do that, and it might not be as intense as it normally was, but I like that it stayed. I did try that they also had the Kat Von D's lipsticks as well next to it, and they did not stay on as well as I liked. So I went for these guys. Sometimes it's worth to pay a little bit more for something that works the way that you want it to. So never settle. And last but not least, I had to get this, and I really wanted to try something else, but I needed to get something for my eyebrows. Ooh. I had to get the Brow Wiz just because I have had nothing to fill in my eyebrows for the longest time, and they have been suffering. They're pretty full to begin with, but my left eyebrow is just so different than the other one that I needed something to fix these guys up. And so the Brow Wiz it is. This is literally my favorite eyebrow pencil. I just think that it looks the most natural, and it's the easiest thing to use. I do enjoy powders as well, but I do find for me that they go on too heavy. It could be just the colors that I have been using, but for me, the Brow Wiz, you can never put on too much. And I just love the spoolie. In the end, it just brushes them out so well. And for the past month, I've been using just a regular mascara wand that I took from my old job, and to brush out my brows. And nothing can compare to a real spoolie. The other thing that I wanted to try was the definer, which is a little bit thicker than the Brow Wiz, and I think it's a little bit creamier as well. This one is very, very thin, which I do like because you get to really fill in your brows precisely. But I do want to try the brow definer because I do think that it looks like it's going to be a little bit creamier, a little bit nicer. This can be a little bit harsh to put on in the sense that whatever you do, that's what it is. It's going to be a straight line, a very intense line. And I felt like the brow definer would be just a little bit softer, that you wouldn't have to brush out as much. But I don't know yet. I haven't tried it. They did not have my color at Sephora. Sephora, you really need to step it up because you never have any Anastasia products. They are always out of stock, but hopefully they get back in stock soon. So yes, I am dark brown. That's the color that I use. And they only had ebony and auburn. Who would use that? I'm just kidding, but still, I want my dark brown. So hopefully they get that back soon because I'm really interested in getting it. I don't know if I'll be able to afford it just yet, but that would be it. So that is it for now. I hope you guys enjoyed this little mashup of a haul. I got a little bit of something from everywhere, every price range imaginable. If you want, I can always show a little bit of the makeup that I did on the bride. It was a lot of fun. She was super nice, and it just felt natural. The only thing that she did get me nervous was the fact that she said she used to do makeup. And Lord knows, people who do makeup are very particular about their makeup. So when she told me that, I was like, okay, oh my God. But in the end, she loved what I did, and she was just interested in makeup. So it wasn't like it was a full-blown career that she wants to embark on. So I was very excited to be able to bring her vision to life and make her soon-to-be date special. She even wanted to bring in her bridesmaids to do it on the day of, so I'm very excited for that. Can't wait to see where this might lead me. And until then, I guess I will see you guys soon, and hopefully you guys would want to see some more. So, see you guys.